Chosen one, if you are hearing this right now, it is not by accident. Something in the spirit realm directed you here. Something beyond algorithm, beyond coincidence. You clicked on this message because your soul recognized a frequency it has been waiting to hear. And I need you to understand what I am about to share, because I have walked where you are walking. I remember the years when my prayers felt like they dissolved before they reached the ceiling. I remember watching people who started after me receive what I had been begging God for. I remember the isolation, being spiritually awake in a world that mocked everything I carried in my heart. I fasted, I prayed, I waited, and heaven remained silent. There were nights I questioned my own sanity. Was I deceived? Did I misunderstand the calling? Was God even real? Or had I built my entire life on a foundation that would crumble? The silence became heavier than any word ever could. I did not feel angry at God. I felt forgotten by Him. I served when no one noticed. I obeyed when it cost me everything. I stayed faithful while others walked away and seemed to prosper. And still, nothing moved. I will not lie to you. There was a moment I almost walked away, not in rebellion, in exhaustion. The waiting had drained something from me I did not know how to name, but in that lowest moment, something shifted. A whisper came, not audible, but undeniable. What you call silence is not abandonment. It is preparation. What you interpreted as delay was never denial. And what made you question my timing was actually my strategy. That whisper changed everything. And if you have been living in that same silence, chosen one, what I am about to reveal will change everything for you too. If you've ever felt like you don't fit into this world, like God set you apart, hid you, or took you through battles nobody else understands, then this message is speaking directly to your spirit. Don't scroll. Subscribe, so you never miss a word God may be trying to send specifically to you. Chosen one, what you did not realize during those silent years is that your delay was never passive. It was contested. The moment you prayed, heaven responded. But something in the unseen realm positioned itself to block delivery. Scripture tells us Daniel prayed for 21 days and heard nothing. Nothing. And when the angel finally appeared, he revealed the truth. From the first day you set your heart to understand, your words were heard. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia resisted me. Your prayers were never ignored. They were intercepted. Every discouraging thought that made you want to quit, that was not random. Every door that closed without explanation, that was not coincidence. Every relationship that suddenly turned cold, that was not natural. You were under targeted attack. The enemy saw what was coming through you before you did. He recognized the weight of your assignment before you understood your own calling. And he fought, not to destroy you, but to delay you. Because delay is the weapon of choice against chosen ones. If he cannot stop the promise, he will try to exhaust the carrier. I remember the season when confusion followed every prayer, when isolation wrapped around me like chains, when my own mind became a battlefield. I did not know how to escape. I thought I was losing my faith. But I was in a war I could not see. And here is the revelation that shattered my despair. If hell fought this hard to delay what God placed in me, then what God placed in me must carry power that terrifies the enemy. The resistance was proof of the reward. Chosen one, your warfare is evidence of your worth. Some of you listening right now know what it feels like to carry a spiritual burden the world can't see. If this message is touching something deep within you, something you rarely talk about, then go ahead and subscribe. You shouldn't walk this journey alone. There are others chosen like you, and this channel is where you'll finally feel understood. Chosen one, the next phase of my journey was the most brutal. God began removing everything that could not follow me into the promise. It did not feel like purification. It felt like punishment. Friends I had trusted for years suddenly withdrew without explanation. A mentor who once championed my calling began to mock it publicly. Family members who encouraged my faith started questioning my sanity. Opportunities I believed were divinely appointed collapsed overnight. I lost people I thought would be with me forever, and the enemy whispered constantly, "See, you were wrong. God is not with you. You are alone." But in the depths of that loss, God spoke with a clarity that silenced every lie. "I did not remove them to hurt you. I removed them because they could not carry the weight of where I am taking you." Some alliances would have polluted the blessing. Some relationships would have sabotaged the breakthrough. Some voices would have poisoned the well I am preparing to open. I wept, not from grief, from understanding. Every closed door was protection. Every betrayal was extraction. Every loss was divine surgery, removing what would have killed me later. Separation always precedes elevation. What I thought was abandonment was actually God clearing the path. What I experienced as rejection was actually God protecting the assignment. Chosen one, if you are in a season where everything is falling away, do not panic. God is not destroying your life. He is preparing the soil for a harvest that cannot grow in contaminated ground. The people who left were not your people. The doors that closed were not your doors. The losses you grieve were burdens disguised as blessings. Let them go. What remains after the stripping is what belongs in your future. What you just heard may feel painfully familiar. The rejection, the hidden attacks, the strange isolation, the spiritual warfare nobody believed you about. If this resonates, subscribe. Not because you have to, but because your spirit deserves a place where all these battles are finally acknowledged. No chosen one should fight alone. Chosen one. After the stripping came the test. Not a test of strength, a test of surrender. God asked me to do something that made no natural sense. He told me to forgive the one who betrayed me deepest, the one who used my secrets against me, who mocked my calling behind my back, who pretended to be an ally while plotting my downfall. Forgive them. He told me to release the timeline I had been gripping, the age I expected to be successful by, the season I thought the promise would manifest. Let it go. He told me to praise him in the pain, before I saw any evidence of breakthrough, before the promise materialized, before the waiting ended. Worship now. I wrestled. The bitterness felt justified. The timeline felt reasonable. The silence felt too long to celebrate. But I had come too far to fail the final test. So I opened my mouth, and I obeyed. Lord, I don't understand. But I trust you, I forgive them. I release the timeline. I worship you, not because I see it, but because I believe you. The moment those words left my lips, something shifted. A peace I cannot explain settled over me. The anxiety that had lived in my chest for years lifted like fog under morning sun. Clarity replaced confusion. Certainty replaced doubt. And I heard God speak again. You passed. The release is no longer pending. It is imminent. Chosen one. Your obedience is the key. Not perfect performance, not flawless faith. Surrendered trust. If you're standing at the threshold of a test that costs you everything, pay the price. Your breakthrough is on the other side. If you have been tested beyond what you thought you could bear, if your obedience has cost you everything, know this: your faithfulness sealed the release. Subscribe to stay connected to these messages. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Chosen one, what happened next shattered every expectation I carried. The God who had been silent for years began to move suddenly, decisively, unstoppably. What took years to build unfolded in weeks. Clarity struck like lightning. I finally understood my full assignment. Not pieces, not fragments, the complete vision. A connection appeared from nowhere that opened doors I never knocked on. Resources flowed from sources I never pursued. The calling that felt dead resurrected with power I could not manufacture. Favor followed me into rooms I had no natural access to. People who once dismissed me began seeking my counsel. Opportunities that once rejected me came back with urgency. The very battles that nearly destroyed me became testimonies that drew others to healing. And here is the revelation that shook me to my core. The delay was never about me being unready. It was about the world not being ready for what God would release through me. The version of me who begged for answers years ago would have mishandled what I now carry. I did not have the discernment to steward it. I did not have the authority to protect it. I did not have the humility to carry it without pride destroying me. God delayed the reveal until I could survive the weight of it. Every tear found meaning. Every loss revealed purpose. Every silent year was foundation being laid in dimensions I could not perceive. Isaiah 60:22 burned in my spirit. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. The time became right, not when I demanded it, not when I understood it, when God ordained it. And chosen one, your time is approaching. What has been delayed is now unstoppable. What has been hidden is ready to surface. What hell contested is about to be released. What was delayed is now unstoppable. If you have been waiting in the dark, wondering if your season would ever come, it is coming. Subscribe now. Don't miss the confirmation God is about to release over your life through these messages. Chosen one, I am no longer the person who questioned every step. The waiting transformed me. The warfare trained me. The stripping refined me. The testing proved me. And now I walk in what I once begged for. But it does not look like I expected. I carry discernment that sees through manipulation before it speaks. I hold boundaries that protect what God built without apology. I operate in a spiritual confidence rooted not in my own ability, but in battles I survived that most will never know about. This is what the other side of delay looks like. Not arrogance, authority, not entitlement, stewardship, not pride, purpose. And God has given me a clear assignment. Speak to others walking the path I walked. Carry revelation that exposes enemy strategies. Become a voice for chosen ones still trapped in the silence I escaped. This is why I am here. This is why you are listening. Chosen one. Being chosen was never about privilege. It was always about assignment. The delay was your training. The warfare was your qualification. The reveal is your deployment. Now hear this declaration over your life. Your delay is ending. Your silence is breaking. The reveal is unavoidable. What God is about to release through you will make every painful year suddenly make sense. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are right on time. Heaven has been working while you were waiting. Angels have been warring while you were wondering. And now, preparation meets timing. Stay ready. Stay faithful. Stay aligned. The next season of your life will make the previous seasons look like preparation, because that is exactly what they were. Rise, chosen one. Your moment has arrived. If this message spoke to the wounds you carry, if it reminded you that being chosen is not easy, but God handpicked you anyway, then subscribe. Join a community that understands your journey, your calling, and your spiritual battles. Don't miss the next message God may be using to guide you, strengthen you, and confirm what He's been whispering to your heart.